Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the very first Applied Data Science Pub quiz. It is about 30 degrees in this room at the moment, so it's extremely hot. I hope it's super hot where you are as well. This is the very first time we've run one of these quizzes. So first of all, I hope A, the tech works as well as it should do, and then B, also that you have a good laugh and that we can run one of these in the future. The main thing to note is that you join the quiz via this link here in the corner of the screen. So this is an interactive quiz. You play along on your phone live with the questions, so you kind of get an update about how you're doing as you go. So you just go to your phone and go to adsp.ai/quiz. I am going to be hosting the quiz on this screen here, so I hope you can all see that. This is my attempt at kind of a screen thing, but without any of the knowledge of how to actually do it properly. So I've got an actual screen here that I'm just showing the quiz on. But you should be able to play the questions on your phone and see the questions, and then they'll come up here with like what everybody answered and so on. So this is a data science quiz. So of course, every single question here will be about data science. The idea is it's a mixture of different things. So it's not just all kind of technical questions. There's some fun questions as well. So hopefully there'll be something for everyone. Don't worry at all if you've never done data science before. Doesn't matter. You can have a pretty good stab at all of them. It's all multiple choice, and there's plenty of things to keep everybody interested. So we're going to be starting in just a couple of minutes. Please make sure you've got a drink or something to keep your thirst quenched throughout this very, very hot. I think it's now 31 degrees according to my thermometer. So we'll keep this nice and efficient so that we can all go and enjoy the sun wherever you are if you're in London. So we're going to be starting in a couple of minutes, and we're going to wait for a few more people to join. And yes, we'll be starting in any second now. So we put these questions together this week. Basically, there's going to be 6 rounds. I might also show you this now, actually. There's going to be 6 rounds. Each one has 5 questions. So there's a picture round to start with. There's a pot luck round, which is just anything can come up. We then have the serious round, which is maths films. So these are films featuring maths heavily. You're going to get the tagline from those and have to guess the film. Then we've got some AI in the news. Stuff that's come up in the news recently. You've got to kind of guess what the missing word is. Missing vowels. This is a really, really tricky round. This is, if I had to say, this is probably the least fun round, I would say. But don't worry about it, because it's followed by probably the most fun round, which is AI or not. So 6 rounds, 5 questions. There is a leaderboard, so somebody will be a winner at the end of tonight. So there's everything to play for, glory and all. So I can see we've got 25 people in the room at the moment, which is fantastic. Welcome to everybody. We are just a little bit about us before we begin. We're a data science consultancy based in London. We work for a variety of clients, both in London and abroad, delivering data science solutions end to end. So if you are looking for a change, I know the world is changing very rapidly at the moment, but if you are looking for a change, then please do visit our website and have a look at some of the career opportunities. We are always on the lookout for the very best talent in the industry, even in times like this. So please do get in touch if you'd like to come and work for us. We do love a pub quiz here at Applied Data Science. So this is something that you'll find us very often doing as a social activity, just going to the local pub and entering the quiz. But obviously not at the moment. Hence the reason why we're doing this tonight, because we all need our pub quiz fix, don't we? Yes. All right, I can see 28 people and it's still climbing a little bit. So I'm going to wait 1 more minute and then get started before I melt. As I say, make sure you got your drink. I'm on beer tonight. And make sure as well that, you've got whoever wins this quiz is going to be very, very good at data science or very good at Googling answers quickly. I've tried to make them as Google proof as possible. So hopefully we will establish, who's genuinely top of the class tonight. Maybe we should incorporate this into our careers kind of job application process. We've made the whole thing more fun. All right, I think we're going to get going. So question 1, if you look at your phones, this is the picture round. The first thing you need to do is you're going to need to enter your name and pick yourself a nice little emoji there to represent yourself. And we should hopefully see on the screen in a minute, people start to join. So hello, Chris. Hello, our next employee. That's very possibly true. If you come top tonight, that's got to be worth some bonus marks. Adam, RW, and we've got Nina, Simon. I'm melting. Yeah, I can appreciate that. James Joe, Clive. All right, thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate. We all want to be out in the sun doing stuff tonight. So by all means, take this outside and play on your phone if you don't want to watch me rattling off the questions. All right, so we've got 22 players in the room at the moment. Maybe next week we should do a best team name or something. All right, so we've got 21 people, 29 in the room. I think we're going to make a start in 30 seconds. So get your team name in, or get your name in if you're playing on your own, and we'll get started with the picture round. Welcome to anyone just joining. We're going to kick off in 10 seconds, so be quick and get your team name in, and then we'll make a start. Alrighty, okay, we're going to make a start, and with the picture round, I think you can still join anyway halfway through. So if you don't get your team name in just yet, then don't worry about it. We'll make a start. All right, so question one: the faster you answer, the more points you get. And the first question is, which field is this person most commonly associated with? So if you look at your phone, you should see the picture and then 4 possible answers. All you've got to do is tap the right answer. I should say as well, the rounds generally get harder as they go on. But don't worry if you don't know this one, there's going to be hopefully something for everyone. So 18 people answered, 21, 8 seconds remaining. All right, so let's see how everyone did. Very well done to 18 of you with cryptography. That is in fact the right answer. 3 said the internet, 2 neural networks, 1 cybersecurity. This is in fact Alan Turing. This is a very young photo of the great man who worked at Bletchley during the war. Not only was he a great cryptographer, he pretty much pioneered the field of computer science as well, with his concept of a Turing machine, which led ultimately to a lot of the concepts that we talk about today in AI. And he was one of the forefathers really of the field. So well done to the 18 of you that got that right. Question 2. So again, make sure you get your answers in nice and quick. Which data science tool is most closely related to the work of this person? Is it SQL, TensorFlow, Power BI, or Excel? Okay, 30 seconds in total, and we've had half the time. Get those answers in. And let's see how we did. So the right answer here is Power BI. So this is in fact a photo of Florence Nightingale. Well done to the 3 of you who said Power BI and perhaps have used that tool before. She was not only a nurse in the Crimean War, but she also pioneered the use of data visualization. So she was well known for producing, for example, this chart here, which showed to the powers that be at the time that a lot of the deaths during the war were actually caused by disease and by poor conditions in the hospitals rather than deaths on the battlefield. So Power BI being a tool that you can use for data visualization, and this, of course, being something as well that she pioneered. Power BI there was the right answer. Unlucky if you put Excel. To be honest, that could have been an answer as well, but, you know, my quiz and my rules. Question 3. Okay, again, more points for correct answers and even more for fast answers. This person is standing next to the source code for what? Again, answer on your phones. Is it the Lunar module, the Game of Life, the first version of Excel in 1985, or the first neural network? All right, 15 seconds. Let's see how we did. Fantastic. Well done. So 20 of you this time. So 20 of you said the Lunar module. That is absolutely right. I think it was last year, in fact, was the anniversary of the lunar landing in 2019, the 50th anniversary. This is a photo of Margaret Hamilton standing next to the source code that she and her team wrote for the command module that got men on the moon. So an incredible achievement, and she certainly was one of the pioneers of that kind of coding, use of data, I guess, to land a man on the moon, which is something at the time was thought unachievable. So I guess while not directly related to data science, she's still certainly a pioneer of computer science. Yeah, so well done to 20 of you for guessing correctly on the Lunar module. Yeah, in fact, the first version of Excel I found out was actually written for Macintosh, believe it or not, which made me laugh. I'm a big Mac user, whereas my co-founder is a Windows user, and he'll be listening to this. So I can basically I can say what I want about Mac, and he can't fight back. So yeah, they wrote it for Excel for Mac, and probably the right choice. Game of Life, obviously written by John and devised by John Conway, who sadly died this year. And then the first neural network actually was actually predated this, and the concept of a neural network was kind of around actually a lot before 1969. Okay, nearly at the end of this round, so we've got 2 more to go. Question 4 now. Which animal might you associate with this person? So 4 options this time are snake, whale, armadillo, or elephant. Okay, 10 seconds to go. So you may not know this person by their photograph, but you may know that Docker is very commonly used with data science and should be used with all kind of computing these days. It's kind of best practice. So whale is in fact the correct answer. This is the CEO, or actually the founder, I should say, of Docker. He's left the company now, but as of a few years ago, he was still the founder and still very much at the company. Bad luck if you put snake. Perhaps you were thinking of Python. Elephant, maybe Postgres or something. Armadillo, I can't think of a thing with data science and armadillos, but there probably is one out there. So well done if you picked whale. Well done if you've got all of them correct so far. I don't know if anyone has. We'll find out in a minute. But we'll move swiftly on to the final question of this round. There's the Docker logo in case you haven't seen that before. So question 5. What programming language did this person create? Is it R, JavaScript, C++, or Python? Okay, 30 seconds again. I didn't know this actually before I wrote the question. So don't worry if you don't know, but well done if you do. The correct answer this time is indeed Python. Well done, 16 if you know that. I wonder if you know his name. It's Guido von Rossum, who's the creator of Python. He obviously invented it a lot before this photo was taken. This is him sort of quite recently. Python being probably the most well-used data science language these days for things like machine learning. R as well being widely utilized as well in the industry. Yeah, so Python is the correct answer. I don't think there's much more to say about that one. So end of the round, let's see how everyone's doing. So we do love a good bar chart, don't we, as data scientists? And today is no exception. James is in fact in the lead. So well done to James. You've got 339 points. We got I'm Melting in second place. The Zoo very good. In third place, and Matt, Joe, Ivan, Callum, fantastic. You're all very much in the running and quite close at the top, actually. So everything to play for. Okay, so we're going to move to round 2 now, which is the potluck round. So this is just some random questions that I've picked out of my head. There is a maths question in there. I have one person who said that they would only play if there was a maths question. You know who you are. So this is especially for you. Watch out for that, and you better get it right. So round 2 potluck. Question 6. Which of the following is a Python library? Is it hurdy-gurdy, tinky-winky, loosey-goosey, or fuzzy-wuzzy? Which of these would you import at the top of your Python script? Import hurdy-gurdy, tinky-winky, loosey-goosey, or fuzzy-wuzzy? Okay, let's see how many Python users we have in the house. Well done to 16 of you. Very good. Fuzzy Wuzzy is the right answer. Fuzzy Wuzzy is a library you can use for fuzzy text matching. It's very, very useful using things like Levenshtein distance or general kind of metrics that tell you how far apart 2 strings are. The others are, well, I mean, yeah, they may well be Python libraries, to be honest. These days, everything seems to be a Python library. There's something for everything. So perhaps next week, somebody will have written hurdy-gurdy, the package, for example. But as of when I checked last week, Fuzzy Wuzzy was indeed the only one. Well done if you got that right. So question 7. The years 1987 to 1993 are often referred to as the AI what? Spring, summer, autumn, or winter? Got some very quick answers there. I can see 10 of you already got your answer in. All right, let's see how we did. Very interesting. Look at that, almost perfectly split there between spring and winter. Yeah, you could also almost imagine an AI spring. Maybe that is around the corner, but in fact, this is the AI winter. There was kind of 2 AI winters, which are the periods that AI was said to be going through a kind of deep freeze where nothing much was happening. A lot of funding was being pulled out of academia and research into the subject. And it was a time where people kind of turned their backs on it and looked at other methods for creating artificially intelligent machines. I believe this is the second one. I think there was one just before this as well. But we're certainly very much out of the AI winter now. And AI is booming again. So yeah, bad luck if you put spring. If anything, we're probably in the AI spring now, I would say, and about to turn into summer. So let's move on to question 8. Bit of SQL now. In a SQL statement, which of the following appears first? Having, from, where, group by. This is actually one of the questions on our interview process. We always ask people to just write down the order of things in a SQL statement. SQL is really commonly used in data science. If you haven't used that before and you're looking to get into data science, I'd strongly recommend you pick that up as a skill. It's very, very useful. It looks like most of you have already because 20 of you have got that right. So well done if you put from. The order is select some stuff from a particular table in your database where certain conditions are true. And then you want to group by certain things in that data set to aggregate. And then you can apply some extra filters after that with having and things like order by to sort. So well done if you got that right. As I say, it's a very useful tool. So definitely make sure if you do come in for an interview with us, definitely know your SQL. That's something we value very highly. Okay, so I think we're going to move on. Well done to everyone playing so far. Looks like most of you have got these answers right. Which of the following is a type of machine learning algorithm? Is it a deterministic forest, cat boost, power trees, or a discombobulated neural network? They all sound pretty unlikely, to be honest. So you kind of have to know this one, I think, to get it right. Very good. So 7 of you got this right. It is, in fact, the unlikely sounding cat boost. Cat boost is a form of gradient boosting that deals particularly well with categorical variables. Those of you that might have used things like XGBoost know that you kind of have to turn them into something that's numeric first in order to deal with it. But cat boost handles that for you. And there's other kind of variations as well, like GBM that does that as well. The deterministic forest is actually a play on words, if you like, with a random forest. Random forests are very commonly used, but there is no such thing as a deterministic forest, as far as I know. Power trees, this was just me kind of making stuff up now. So yeah, power trees don't exist. I wish they did. They sound cool. And a discombobulated neural network, similarly, I'm afraid not, if you put that. So well done to 7 of you. This might be changing things around at the top, so we'll find out in a minute. This is the final question of the round of potluck, and this is indeed the maths question. If you roll 2 fair-sided six-sided dice, what is the probability of rolling a total of 5? Is it 4 in 36, 5 in 36, 6 in 36, or 7 in 36? We do indeed have a maths teacher on the stream tonight as well, so the pressure's on. So 3, 2, 1, and the answer is, yep, the answer is 4 in 36. Well done to 15 of you who got that right. Logic here is, well, you can get a 1 on one dice and a 4 on the other, or vice versa, or you can get a 2 on one dice and a 3 on the other, or vice versa. So that gives 4 combinations in total out of the 36. So well done if you got that. I'm pretty sure our maths teacher would have got it right. Well done if you did. If not, don't worry. None of the kids are at school anyway at the moment, so it's fine. So that is the end of the round. And we have no, we don't have a new leader. James is still just about in front with 6-1 points. I'm Melting is next, and the Zoo. So I think the top 3 have stayed the same. And we've got Callum, Joe, Ivan, and Dan very close behind as well. There's some very obscure rounds later, so plenty of time for things to mix up a little bit. So well done to everyone playing. I can actually move down the list. Look at that, I didn't know that. So I'll just scroll down briefly and you can see where you are. Very good, well done to everyone playing. That's actually my mum at the bottom, so yeah, need to maybe just upskill a little bit, mum, there. But bad luck on 65 points at the bottom there. Well, well done to everyone else playing. We're going to move on to the third round now, which is maths films. So now we've moved from how much do you know about data science to how much do you know if you probably should have been studying data science, but in fact just watch some films instead. So that knowledge is going to come in useful now. The way this is going to work is I'm going to show you a tagline to a film, so one of the official taglines, and you just have to match it to the correct film. So question 11. Wildly charismatic, impossibly brilliant, totally rebellious. Is that the tagline of Good Will Hunting, The Imitation Game, A Beautiful Mind, or Fermat's Room? Okay, 20 of you got your answers in. Okay, let's see how we did. Very good. So well done. Good Will Hunting is indeed the correct answer. Most of you got that right. Good Will Hunting, fantastic film if you haven't seen it, with Matt Damon, Robbie Williams. a brilliant film, definitely about maths, no question about that. So there's plenty of maths in there for the diehards. Imitation Game, equally a good film as well, with Benedict Cumberbatch. In fact, about Alan Turing. So definitely watch that if you haven't done. So Beautiful Mind, that's also a fantastic film, absolute classic, about John Nash, the combinatorics genius who also suffered all his life from schizophrenia. And Fermat's Dream I haven't actually seen, but Fermat, of course, is Fermat of Fermat's Last Theorem. So yeah, well done if you got Good Will Hunting there. So that you know that one won't come up again. So bear that in mind. Well, we're going to move now. I had to find a lot of maths films for this round, so you can appreciate. So we're going to get quite obscure. But we're going to move on to question 12. See if you've heard of this one. An equation has no meaning to me unless it expresses a thought of God. Is that the tagline of X plus Y, The Man Who Knew Infinity, Hidden Figures, or 21? These are all great films, by the way. So definitely take time to watch these during your lockdown. So perhaps a little bit easier this one. Yeah, 21 out of, what's that, the 25 of you there. So well done to everyone who put that. The Man Who Knew Infinity. That is about Ramanujan, again, the genius who spent some time in Cambridge and developed a very strong, close relationship with Hardy, the other mathematician who was there at the time. They were both very different people, but struck up a very close bond. And that's what the film's about. So this is a brilliant film. And this is, I believe, something that he wrote in one of his notebooks. He approached mathematics in a very kind of abstract and different way of thinking about the subject. And that's what makes him particularly unique. The other films are brilliant as well. X plus Y is actually a film about some of the maths challenges. So it follows kind of the story of people who are studying for maths challenge, the UKMT maths challenges. You might not have seen that. It's very good. Hidden Figures is about the NASA scientists, the three women who worked there, and 21. I haven't actually seen that, but I think it's about a casino and like how you can sort of beat the odds. So well done if you got that one. Question 13. So approaching the halfway mark. Let's see who knows this. There is no formula for love. So is that the tagline of The Theory of Everything, Pi, X plus Y, or Proof? Okay, 5 seconds to go. So yeah, actually, this is X plus Y, the film that I just mentioned. Yeah, The Theory of Everything is a very logical choice, but in fact, that isn't the correct answer here. X plus Y, again, it's the film that's about two sort of kids, I guess, that kind of develop a relationship as they're going through school, and X plus Y is the correct answer. You've probably seen The Theory of Everything. It was an absolute blockbuster hit when it came out a few years back, perhaps even last year, actually. Obviously about Stephen Hawking and his life. So all of these fantastic films in their own right, but X plus Y is the correct answer. So that might have changed things at the top if you were one of the ones who got that right. Well done. Okay, 2 more to go. Actually, 1 more to go in this round, and then we're going to be in the halfway point. He saw the world in a way nobody could have imagined. Who is that talking about? Is that Gifted, Ramanujan, A Beautiful Mind, or Donald Duck in Math Magic Land? Yeah, scraping the barrel a little bit for this question, but you never know. Maybe it's a double bluff. Beautiful Mind is the correct answer. Well done to 18 of the 24 of you still playing. Very good. A Beautiful Mind, obviously the film about John Nash. Definitely saw the world in a way that nobody could have imagined. I won't spoiler alert the whole film for you, but definitely go and watch that. It was a film that you probably want to watch a second time once you've seen it the first time. I'll just say that. Same actually with Donald Duck in Mathmagicland. I mean, that's a kind of a 3 times watch for sure. And I've kind of spoken about Ramanujan already. Gifted, from memory, I think that's a film about a father and his daughter, and she's obviously very gifted and talented, especially at mathematics, and it's the way that he brings her up. Also, fantastic film. All maths films are brilliant, aren't they? I mean, I can't think of a single bad one, to be honest. Guaranteed to be kind of Oscar-worthy winning material. Just put maths in it. So yes, we do in fact have one more question in this round, and then we're going to move through to the midway point. Survival of the Ruthless. What film is that talking about? Is it 21? Is it The Traveling Salesman, The Oxford Murders, or Mean Girls? Survival of the Ruthless. All right, so I hope you've had enough time to put your answer in. The answer here is, in fact, yes, it's Mean Girls. Probably one of the greatest maths films of all time. I mean, yeah, it's certainly got maths in it. Survival of the Ruthless. I mean, they could have fitted all the others, I guess, but I mean, this is pretty clearly a Mean Girls sort of thing to say. So, yeah, I think well done to 11 of you who saw through my kind of attempts to divert you with some actual proper maths films. Mean Girls is the correct answer. Well done to 11 of you. Let's see how that has changed the leaderboard. So that's very close again at the top. We've got the Zoo, I think, hopping up one place there, hot on the tails of James at the top there. I'm Melting is melting away, in fact, down the leaderboard, but only one place. We have Callum, Ivan, Dan, Nina, Joe, Jamie and Christina, RW, Matt, and so on. Hope you can see your name here on the list. Well done to everyone playing. Well, just well done to everyone playing. I mean, this is my first time hosting, and I'm sure everybody's first time doing a data science maths quiz. So I hope you're all enjoying it. We're at the halfway point now, so now is the time to really get some points on the board and start moving up. Okay, so we have in the news is the next round. So this is the one where you have to fill in the blank with the word that you, or words that you think are most applicable. Okay, so this is all news from the last month. So AI could trick us into thinking we have found what, scientists warn? Is it that we found love, aliens, a parallel universe, or dragons? What is this one referring to? Okay, so let's see how we did. The answer to this one, I'm imagining going to be quite flat. Yeah, it is. And in fact, it's aliens. Could well have been all 3 of those, actually. Well done if you, well done to everyone for avoiding dragons. I tend to write these in order, so I usually run out of ideas about halfway through and end on a silly one. Aliens is the correct answer. From memory, I think this was something about how, obviously, when trying to find aliens, there's actually not much good labeled data. So I think it was about sort of an article that tried to understand how we might build a machine learning algorithm that would learn what an alien looks like when we've never actually obviously seen one before. But yeah, well done if you put that. Bad luck if you put love or parallel universe. Although probably in a few years' time, it will be being used for that as well. So wait a couple of years and they might be correct answers. Question 17. What champion quits because AI is too powerful? Is it chess, Go, tic-tac-toe, or Monopoly? All great games for different occasions. All right, time's up, everyone, and let's see how we did. Go, yeah, is the correct answer. There's been a lot in the news about this recently, actually, especially in the last year with DeepMind building AlphaGo and then AlphaZero and MuZero now. And it's all about this quest to beat what was considered to be the indefeatable game of Go for an AI. It was thought that only humans could play this game because it was so computationally complex, and that you needed to have a feel for the game, which it didn't believe that you could give to artificial intelligence. Turns out you can, and they did. And the champion, I believe this article is referring to, is Lee Sedol, who was beaten in a one-on-one match with I think it was AlphaGo at the time. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously it must be quite sort of demoralizing if you've spent your life building up towards a particular goal and then realize actually computers can do it much better and faster and win more often. So he's not playing the game anymore. Chess, of course, is another game that's is kind of being dominated at the moment by AlphaZero. It's also, I mean, we've had Stockfish and some engines for a long time, but this has kind of even surpassed that level. Tic-tac-toe, I think that's a solved game. So the tic-tac-toe champion is, I don't know if that person even exists, probably does somewhere. And then Monopoly, that's not the right answer. So well done if you put Go. Question 18. Australia wins AI what? Is it the AI World Cup, the AI Eurovision Song Contest, the AI Olympics, or the AI Ashes? All actually quite plausible. But amazingly, this is actually the Eurovision Song Contest. I see 8 of you may have actually seen this in the news. If you read that kind of news, I don't know, it's probably not mainstream news, but it's certainly news on my feed. So this is a competition. Obviously, they had to run the Eurovision Song Contest this year remotely and via other means by showing kind of past competitions. But one thing they did as well was train some AIs up to sing the songs that were meant to be being sung. I think another AI judged it, so it's all a bit random. But the correct answer is, in fact, Eurovision Song Contest. There are actually AI Olympics. That's a thing as well. So well done if you put that, but it's sadly not the right answer. That's a bit more serious. That's where they actually try to get AI to compete in certain tasks like running or playing football, for example. There's probably an AI World Cup as well, I imagine. I haven't heard of it. And the Ashes are a cricket competition. If you're tuning in from the USA, that's a competition between Australia and England. But as far as I know, there's not an AI Ashes yet. But again, give it time. If somebody can make some money out of it, then it will probably happen. So speeding through, we have got 2 more questions in this round. Question 19. AI cannot be recognized as what? The US rules. Is it an inventor, a criminal, a member of a jury, or a citizen? What can AI not be recognized as, according to the US? Okay, let's see how we did. Oh, quite an even split again. Well done if you put an inventor. That is the right answer. The story was about somebody who was trying to patent something in the US, but claiming that it wasn't, I think it was him that invented it, but it was in fact an AI that he'd built that had invented it. There's a lot of stuff out there at the moment about kind of AI designed furniture, and I think this was of that sort of vein. So I think it was kind of his way around some sort of thing that was blocking him from patenting it. But the US court said, no, that can't be done. You can't have artificial intelligence being an inventor. As far as I know, you can't also have it being a criminal, a member of a jury, or indeed a citizen. But this article was particularly talking about inventing things. be interesting, wouldn't it, to have a AI on trial? I don't know if we'll ever get to that point. Or indeed AI being a member of the jury with somebody else on trial. There's certainly things coming out of some countries where, we're getting very close to that sort of, dangerously close to that kind of ethical dilemma, whereby AI is deciding whether somebody is more likely to be guilty or not. So a bit of a minefield. But anyway, for this question, the answer is an inventor. Last question of the round is question 20. Scientists discover powerful what using AI? Is it powerful AI using AI? Powerful spell, powerful antibiotic, or powerful supernova? Okay, so let's see how we did. This is, in fact, a powerful antibiotic. Yep, I think that was the right choice, the obvious choice there. Antibiotic is, so the AI antibiotic, antibiotic, I should say, is the way it works is it can create lots of possibilities for the particular antibiotic, and then find which ones are most likely using machine learning based on antibiotics that it knows works well already and ones that it knows doesn't work well. So pretty cool application, I thought, of artificial intelligence. I think there's definitely work being done in how you can create AI to build things that look like itself and to reproduce copies of itself. There was a paper from, I think, Max Tegmark the other day that was looking at how you can train a network to write code to build other code, basically. So it's kind of a little bit meta. But I think that's a very active area being looked into. So don't worry if you put AI, that's certainly coming. And I'm sure supernovas can also be found using AI if that's your thing. So well done if you put antibiotic. That is the end of the round. And let's have a look at the scoreboard. Oh my goodness, we've had a big change at the top. So James has had a bit of a mare, but don't worry, there's plenty of time. We've got a round to go, or 2 rounds to go, I should say. But you've dropped down a place there. I'm Melting is now at the top. He's frozen himself right at the top spot there. The Zoo has dropped down to 3rd. We've got Callum, Ivan, and Joe still sort of in the playoffs, I should say. Probably this is the kind of Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan, so this is where Arsenal would be probably if this were a league table. Dan, Matt, Nina, well done. And hopefully you can see your name there if I just keep scrolling down. Well done to everybody playing. And well done, Mum. You're still rock bottom there, but don't worry, there's time. Well done to everyone. We're going to move on to round 5 now. This is the missing vowels round. So as I said, this is probably the hardest round of the whole quiz. I thought I'd try and go from either end of the spectrum, from maths films through to this round. This is a bit complicated, so I'm going to give you an example of how this works. So there's going to be 4 answers down the bottom that are going to look like something like this. So you see the jumbled up letters here with the vowels missing. And these are answers with the vowels removed, split into chunks, and then the chunks have been jumbled up. So you can see if the answer was clustering, then this might be the thing that you see on the screen. And the question here might have been something like, what machine learning algorithm might you use to group data without a label? So you would use a clustering algorithm. The other thing that makes this more complicated is there are multiple right answers. So make sure you don't just pick one, but there might be 2, there might be 3, there might be 4 correct answers. So have a look through all of them and make sure you pick as many as you think are correct. You're going to get a little bit longer. I think there's a minute per question on this one, so give you plenty of thinking time. But this will sort out the leaderboard for sure, hopefully. So let's see how we do. You'll get the hang of it. Question 21. Which of these SQL functions could you use to remove rows from a table without removing the table itself? So I'm not going to read these out, but just remember the answers are the chunks are jumbled up and all of the vowels have been removed. And there's more than one correct answer. I think it says in your app as well, if you get one of them wrong, then you don't get any points for the round. So it's probably better not to guess if you think there might be a few correct answers. If you miss one, then you don't get any points for it, but at least you get the one that you got right. Okay, 10 seconds to go. Okay, so a bit of, this is the last SQL question of the night. So well done if you got both of them correct. Well done if you got one of them correct. Unlucky if you picked one of these two, as you won't get any points for this round. The correct answers are these two. So we have the delete statement here. So the D obviously coming first, and then all of the E's are missing, and then the L and T to go in there, and then truncate as well. So these are the two ways of dropping, of deleting rows, I should say, from a table. You don't want to be using drop, which is what this one is, because that will get rid of the table itself. And then you don't want to use coalesce as well, which is what this one is. That one just picks the first non-null element from a list. So well done. If you pick both of these, they were the correct answers. Question 22. Which of these could you use to iterate over a block of code? I'll let you have a read of those. Yeah, I can see people being a little slower to submit this time, which is good. Probably having to think about them. So this is pretty much true in every language. There'll be a bit of syntax difference between the different languages, but these are all commands that you use in all languages. And well done, actually. It looks like pretty much everyone got that right. So for loop and while loop were the two correct answers on either end of that, that bar chart there. The other two are variable and if then else, which is the 1 second from the right. So as I say, probably a little bit of difference between different languages, but ultimately they're the kind of the standard ways there of iterating over a block of code, either with a for loop over a list or a while loop, which is where you just keep looping until a condition is met. Okay, question 23. Which of these algorithms would you use for unsupervised learning? Okay, so there's your options. There's one that's really tricky to spot, I think, particularly in this one. Good luck if you get that one. All right, so I think all the answers are in. So let's have a look at how we did. Very good. Yeah. Okay. So you've all got k-means, which is the kind of probably the most popular, I would say, unsupervised learning algorithm. And 6 of you did manage to spot what I think was the tricky one, because it doesn't start with either a T or a D. It starts with an A. That is, in fact, an autoencoder. Another type of neural network there that you can use without having a particular label for the observations, because it trains on itself. Its whole job in life is to try to recreate the image that you pass in, or whatever you pass in. The other two are kind of stalwarts, I would say, of the machine learning toolbox. You've got random forest on the left, where you had a discriminative forest earlier, but that wasn't such a thing. So random forest is the left-hand one, and XGBoost, which is a very neat little library, a gradient boosted trees library as well. But both of those you need a label for. So you would be doing supervised learning, which is where you learn how to predict classification of something or a particular label that you give the data to train on. So very good. We're now going to move to the next question, which is question 24. So 2 more to go. You add a regularization term to a regression to prevent what? All right, 15 seconds to go. Remember, there are between 1 and 4 correct answers on every question. Okay, and in fact, there is only one right answer here, which is the one that most of you got. That is, in fact, overfitting. So in machine learning in general, and particularly regression, you want to make sure that you're not overfitting to your training data, because then it's basically just remembering stuff, where you want it to generalize to things that it hasn't seen before. The opposite of that is underfitting, which is the one just to the right of that, which is where you basically haven't got enough predictive power in the algorithm yet to fit to the data very well. So you underfit. The other 2 there are memory error, just a lot of R's, which I thought just looked funny, so I put that in. And then on the right-hand side, anomalies, which again doesn't start with an N or an L, so that they're often a bit trickier to spot. But you wouldn't add a regression term to prevent anomalies. Anomalies is just something you have to remove from the data because they probably don't help your machine learning algorithm to learn what it's meant to be learning. And so we are going to move to the final tricky question. And this is probably the trickiest question on the whole quiz. So good luck with this one. And well done if you get it right. Question is, which of these are types of graph database? And here are your 4 options. So 19 of you got your answers in so far. Well done. We've got some cool blogs on our website if you want to have a look at graph databases and how we've used them in the past. They're really nice to play around with and super useful as well, actually, for a lot of different reasons. So if you haven't used them before, definitely check them out. I can't name any of them at the moment because I might give the answers away, but I will in 3 seconds. Yeah, so there's actually 3 right answers here. So bad luck if you put Postgres, which is just a kind of relational database there on second from the left. The other 3 are, in fact, graph databases. So from the left, we have Neo4j, which is, I think, that's still the most ubiquitous and widely used. It was pretty much the first as well, I believe, and they've just been a forerunner ever since. And the other 2 there are Azure Cosmos. I've just noticed I have missed an S there, so especially well done if you got that, because the answer is actually wrong. I should have put an extra S in that one. So that is a graph database, amongst other things, I think. But yeah, well done if you guessed that. And then also Amazon Neptune is the right answer on the right-hand side. So most of the cloud providers now have their own kind of graph database offering. That's Azure's and Amazon's. I'm sure Google has one as well. But whichever one you use, they're very cool. And yeah, check out our blog for some examples of how to use them in practice. So that is the end of the difficult round. Well done to everyone playing there. We've still got a leader there who's I'm melting. Callum and James. Oh, Callum's risen up quite a lot, I can see. Well done to Callum. We've got Dan as well in 4th place. The Zoo, I think, has dropped back a little bit. But well done to everyone playing. And well done for sticking at it, actually. I mean, I know it's baking out there, so you must all be super hot. You stuck with it right to the end, so fantastic. I'm just going to keep scrolling down so you can see where you're standing. And we are going to move swiftly into the final round of this quiz. I hope you're all having a good time. I'm definitely having a good time. We might do something like this again in the future. Please let us know via our Twitter account if you had fun, if there's anything you change, any rounds you'd like to see in future. We may not run it every week, but we'll let you know through the Twitter account if we do again in the future. So please do follow us and follow us on LinkedIn as well. So the final round is AI or not. So this really doesn't require any explanation. This is basically, I'm going to show you something on the screen, and you have to just say whether it was generated by an artificial intelligence model or not, whether it's a photo of something real. And we'll talk more about how it does it as we go. So let's crack on with question 26. So question 26 is, does this cat exist? This is a photo of a cat. You just need to say whether it exists or not. And I think you've got a slightly shorter time period here, so get your answers in nice and quick. There's only 15 seconds to answer. Okay, well done to everyone got their answers in. This cat does not exist. Almost split half and half there. Amazingly, this photo of a cat is generated by AI. I'm not sure if it's still on your phone or whether it disappears off it once you've answered, but yeah, I think I can go back safely and show you. Or maybe I can't. Well, anyway, that was a photo of a cat that is in fact generated by a GAN. Is this going to show? It might be the same question again. Apologies if this has already come up on your phone. I don't think you get any more points from answering it. But this is just to show you the cat for a second time because it looks pretty cute as well. But you can see the detail there. It's pretty amazing that AI can learn how to generate real photos of cats, and indeed things like faces and cars. But I won't give the game away too much because it might be in the next question. Question 27 is, does this fried chicken exist? So has there been an AI built that generates pictures of fried chicken that look like this? Yes or no? 5 seconds to go. So incredibly, yeah, that fried chicken does exist. That is a photo of real cooked, delicious fried chicken. Nothing AI about that. There's a pretty funny website where you can go on to see things that confuse AI. And one of the things is that it often gets fried chicken mixed up with a particular kind of dog that has exactly that kind of fur, where it's kind of fluffy, but just looks exactly like fried chicken. And there's loads of examples like that, dogs with kind of faces that look like blueberry muffins, mops that look like kind of sheepdog things, lots of different examples. But this is in fact a real bucket of fried chicken. So well done to 17 of you. Speeding on, we've got 3 questions to go. And this one is, does this horse exist? So 15 seconds to answer, yes or no. This horse does not exist. Well done to 22 of you. Yeah, there was a few giveaways there in that photo. I think something about the legs wasn't quite right. The kind of face of the jockey was a bit blurry. But it's still pretty amazing that it can get anywhere close to producing a picture of a man riding a horse in this case. So well done if you put no. The technology they use to do these things is called GANs, Generative Adversarial Networks. Definitely read up about those if you get the chance. They're incredibly cool. They're just the technology that's behind a lot of the kind of viral things that you see in the news these days. about AI generating pictures of this and that, you can almost be certain that there will be a type of generative adversarial network behind it. So definitely look into that if you're interested. We've got 2 questions to go, so let's crack on. Question 29 is, does this word exist? Coaccidental, or was this and the definition generated by AI? The definition there is adjudicating the legality or worth of something inadvertent. So, for example, a coaccidental shooting. Is that a real word or not? Yep, so only 8 of you were fooled. This is not a real word. You might have seen in the news, actually, this was on the BBC website a few days ago. It's a website called This Word Does Not Exist, which is where you can generate infinitely many words that has been generated by AI, and it also tries to match the definition of that word to the way that it's structured. So, for example, something like coaccidental, it might include things to do with accidents, because it's built up a knowledge of how those letters in the word relate to the definitions just by reading the dictionary. So again, quite a cool application. I don't really know how that's going to be used in real life, but it's certainly good for a quiz question or two. So that's something that's worth mentioning. So yeah, it doesn't exist. Definitely go to thisworddoesnotexist.com. There's other variations as well. You can also generate scripts from the TV show Friends. If you go to, I think it's thispersondoesnotexist.com/friends from memory. A bit sad that I know that. You can generate that, or you can do pictures of people's faces, or lots of different applications of that kind of technology. And so I am sad to say this is the very last question of this quiz. Good luck. Enjoy it. The question is, does this person exist, or was this person generated by AI? So you've got 8 seconds to go. Okay, take a good look, because in fact, this person does exist. Well done. Amazing. Everybody recognized. This is a photo of me when I was younger. So I'm really happy in a way that nobody thinks that I don't look real. So I guess that's quite pleasing and a nice way to end the quiz. So well done to 26 of you. Full points all round for that last question. I thought somebody might say it looked like AI, but clearly not. It does just look like my school photo, doesn't it? Okay, that was the end of the quiz. Let's see who's won. It is I'm Melting. Wherever you are in the world, fantastic. You are our winner for this inaugural data science pub quiz, probably the world's first, I want to say. I don't know that for sure, but you can put on your CV that you were the winner of the world's first data science virtual pub quiz, if you can fit that many words on, if you're looking to fill a bit of space. So well done. Callum in second place, that's a fantastic effort. You come right up the leaderboard there, so brilliant. James Badluck, you were leading for a lot of this, so very well done as well for coming third, and the zoo as well. We got Dan, Ivan, Joe, Jean-Yves, Nina, Matt, and I'm going to stop reading at top 10, but you've all done fantastically well. I can see some of our the applied data scientists on here as well that have done a very good job as well. I'm sure they've thrown in a few wrong answers by mistake as well, to be polite. Better have done. So well done, everyone. I hope you can join us again for the next one. We haven't got a planned date at the moment, but this will be driven by you guys. So if you want to come and join us again, please do retweet and tell everyone that you enjoyed it, and give us any feedback as well. So if you want to tell us about things that you enjoyed or didn't enjoy, what you'd like to see us do in the future, we're very happy to listen. And as I say, please do check out our website if you want to kind of come and join us at Applied Data Science. I know times are a bit crazy at the moment, but you're very welcome to send in an application. As I say, we're very, very keen to find the best people out there to join us as a company. We do really interesting work, and we're a very friendly bunch. So please do get in touch. Last thing I'd say as well, we offer some training courses as well. If you're interested in learning more about data science or what AI is, then let your manager know. We have all of our training courses on the website. Come and check those out, and have a fantastic rest of the week. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I'm going to sign off now, but thank you very much again, and have a great rest of the week and a great weekend, and see you next time. So bye-bye.